My dearest son, it's almost June. I hope this letter catches up with you and finds you well. It's been dry, but they're calling for rain, and everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I'm sure you know he sends his love. And she goes on in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh like there's something funny about the way I talk. When
Not at
I
all.
see Mama sends her best, y'all. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around a bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno.
Welcome to Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. It is the playoff edition of the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show.
Playoff?
We're still looking for Coach. We're not really sure. I haven't heard from him or Paul tonight, so I'm not sure. We may have no coach tonight, but we'll see because it is hot dog night.
Just you and me.
You got it. The reason we started off with that song, Letters from Home, this weekend is Veterans Day.
It is.
We want to take this time and thank everyone that served their country, whether it was a day or how many ever years that you served. This is a time that we remember you and thank you for sacrificing yourself. Some paid the ultimate sacrifice, but it's not Memorial Day. This is Veterans Day, and we want to thank those that served our country, no matter what branch of the service.
Yep, most certainly. Let's not forget the ones back home.
Most definitely.
My mom, your wife, while my dad was deployed, while you were deployed in parts unknown, they kept the home fires going.
Well, I tell you, my next to last trip after 9/11, when I went, I really had no idea where I was going. My wife had no idea where I was going. All that she knows is as long as the guys didn't come to the front door and knock, that I was safe. And it's tough for the spouses, male or female, the children, not knowing. We went 6 weeks before I was finally able to contact her and let her know I was okay. And she had no idea where I was at. And but it's those that I looked at this. No one volunteered to go on that trip. And I looked at, you know what, this is my opportunity to use the skills that I've been trained to do and for my country, and it was no-brainer for me.
You do it again, too.
I would do it again, and luckily, fortunately, I was able to get home I got home on Christmas Eve. I got to surprise Brooke and Brady.
Oh, cool.
They had already gone down to my in-laws down in Sarasota, so I flew all the way back from Pakistan. Got into Pensacola. Well, we came into Herbert Field. A good friend of mine that was with me went with me home. I already had a plane ticket bought. Got on the plane at 6 o'clock in the morning, flew down to Sarasota, and surprised my kids.
Cool beans, man.
Yeah. So,
thank you, Bill.
everybody that has served, thank you for your sacrifices.
Joe Settle checking in. He's one, too.
Indeed. That's where Joe and I met at Herbert Field, spending our last days in the service together at Herbert Field, and Joe's become quite a good friend to me. And it's the people that you meet along those journeys is it's priceless. And some friends, you have a friend for a day. Some I got the rest of my life now, Joe and I, and I've made so many good friends over the years because of the service. And luckily, the good Lord allowed me to come back.
That's it. I'm glad.
Yeah, but it's the Buffalo Wings Coaches Show. Navarre is in the playoffs for the 9th time in I believe 12 years that Coach Walls has been at Navarre. 7 district titles in those 12 years. Looks like we got possibly B.B. Brown going to be joining us tonight.
All right.
And he just walked in the door. He's had some great catches over the last 3 or 4 weeks, hasn't he? Clutch catches, first down catches.
Yes.
So we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. We just wanted to let everybody know Happy Veterans Day this weekend. Stay safe. Go out. There are a lot of businesses that are taking care of our veterans and meals and everything. Go out and take advantage of that. And it's not taking advantage. It's reaping the benefits for your sacrifices. So get out there and enjoy your Veterans Day. Navarre, last Friday, not so nice. Bill, 63-34 setback. The Raiders, it would have been nice to win that game. Unfortunately, it was a great game up till the halftime. Then they just kind of ran out of gas in the second half.
You could say they ran out of gas.
They ran out of something. but anyways, they'll be at home this week. They'll be hosting Bartram Trail.
Yep.
These two teams have never met before.
Okay.
So tomorrow night we have the Chicago Bears playing. Friday night we got the Bartram Trail Bears playing. I'm only going to root for one of those two Bears teams. You can probably figure out which one. But Niceville goes on the road. We'll go over the rest of those games. They go down to Ponte Vedra to take on Nice.
Yep.
They got one famous alum that played down there, one Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
But, okay, we're going to go over our records from last week. We're not going to go over the games because we did last night. But the guy sitting next to me.
The man in black.
Bob takes it 24-7 last week, our high school picks. I went 22-9, Joe 21-10, Paul 20-11. And on the season, Joe's got a 2-game lead over, actually a percentage points ahead, about 1% ahead of Paul. He's got a 4-game lead on me, and you're bringing up the rear.
The caboose.
But you had a great week last week.
I'm like the Appalachian State
going
team
into the big house?
Going into the big house and taking out Michigan.
Yeah, Joe says hoping for a rematch in round 2 between Niceville and Navarre. Here's your games that we're picking this week. And number 8 seed Mosley at number 1 Buchholz. That's a 6 o'clock kickoff. No, actually, that's a Thursday night game, not 6 o'clock kickoff. Well, 6 o'clock here, 7 o'clock there. Buchholz, the top seed. All of us going with Buchholz at home. Creekside going to Ponte Vedra, who they beat just a few weeks ago. All three of you guys going with Creekside. I am going with the home team in that one, the Sharks of Ponte Vedra. So, Niceville heading on the road to number 7 seed Nice. You're saying, how could a 2 seed go to the 7 seed? Well, Nice is an upset district winner, so they get a host week 1. Niceville is still the 2 seed. They will travel to Nice, but the only time they will not be at home is if they meet up with Buchholz, the number 1 seed, the rest of the region's
Nice
games.
are the Panthers.
These are the Panthers, huh? I've been down there. I broadcast one game with Panhandle Sports Broadcasting years ago. What a classic game that was! It was a region finals. It was Pace and Nice, and it went to 4 overtimes. Woo. And the Pace kicker missed an extra point in the 4th overtime. They lost 49-48.
It's kind of a habit for Pace kickers.
Oh, no, you had to bring it up.
Sorry.
Bob. I think that's a little too soon.
Yeah, maybe so.
But anyways, Bartram Trail coming to Navarre. Bartram Trail, the 3 seed, Navarre, the 6. All of us going with the home team there. The Raiders at home.
Bartram Trail lost to Mainland, St. Augustine, IMG, and Buchholz.
Who have, I think, one loss between the 4 of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
So this should be a good ball game on Friday night. Down in Class 3S, Middleburg, number 8 Middleburg at number 1 St. Augustine. We're all going with the Yellow Jackets at home. Escambia at Pine Forest, the 5 seed going on the road to the 4 seed. What a matchup they had the first time that they played. Pine Forest winning that one 14-7.
Right.
All of us going, well, not all of us. Joe and I are going with the Eagles at home. You and Paul are going with the Gators on the road.
Yep.
Number 7, Matanzas at, now that's not Kansas or Kansas State, it's Matanzas. They're at number 2, Lincoln. All of us going with the Trojans at home.
Matanzas is in the Palm Coast area.
Okay.
And they are the Pirates.
Pirates. Arr. Number 6, Columbia heading to number 3, Choctaw. If we were doing a game, I would be over at that game.
Yep.
So with all of us going with the Indians at home. Down in Class 2S Region 1, number 8, Battle of Walton County again. Number 8, South Walton at number 1, Walton. Walton's undefeated. All of us are taking the Braves at home. It was not a very brave pick.
Yes, that's true. Back to the Choctaw game, they've not allowed any points in 2.5 ball games. They gave up points to Washington in week 7 or week
8?
Yeah, week 8. So
wow.
Yeah.
And they got a healthy Cole Tab back.
Yep.
Anyways, all of us going with Walton over South Walton. Sewanee at Catholic. Joe going with Sewanee for his good friend Tammy Peanut Norton. She is a Sewanee alum, and we've mentioned this numerous times. Coach Wall's first head coaching job was at Sewanee. Paul, Bob, and I are going with Catholic. Joe with Sewanee. Number 7, Gadsden County at number 2, Wakulla. All of us going with the War Eagles. Number 6, Mariana at number 3, Florida High. Shouldn't be much of a game there. All of us going with the Seminoles at home.
Yeah. Mariana lost in week 9, 38-0.
That's not going to be much of a game. That could be the score at halftime. Next, we're going to head down to Class 1S Region 1, Monroe, number 4 seed at number 1, North Florida Christian. We're all going with the home team in that one.
Monroe is 1-8, Bill.
Yeah, there's only 4 teams in that region, so they ought to get an automatic bye into the playoffs. Number 3, Maclay going to number 2 at St. John Paul II. All of us going with the Panthers at home. Maclay is the Marauders. Are they not?
They are.
Okay, let's move on down to Class 1R Region 1. Number 5, Northview at number 4, Jay. Bob going with the Chiefs is looking for back-to-back wins against Jay this year.
Yep, week 7, Northview won 41-19.
So,
but I've been on the Jay from game 1. I've been on the Jay bandwagon.
You've been on the Jay Giles bandwagon?
Yeah, really.
Deborah checking in. She must have got home okay. She stopped
Deborah,
up here.
Thanks again, Deborah. We appreciate your friendship and your support.
Most definitely. Number 6, Vernon at number 3, Chipley. The Battle of Washington County. All of us going with the Tigers at home.
They won 41-6 in week 3.
Next, they head over to Region 2 in Class 1R. Cottondale, probably one of the hottest offenses in the Panhandle over the last, I'd say, 5 or 6 games. They're going to number 4, Sneeds. Joe and Bob are going with the Pirates at home. And Paul and I are going with the Yellow Jackets. Actually, the Hornets. I'm sorry, that's a different insect there, Bill. They are the Hornets going to face off with Sneeds. So split down the middle on that one, Bob.
Sneeds won in week 4. No, week 1, 64-3.
Ouch.
But since then,
The kind of role reversal in that one.
Cottondale's really.
And our last one, number 6 seed Weewaw heading to number 3 seed Osceola Christian over in Monticello. That's east of Tallahassee, a few miles, and that's not such a road trip because Weewaw's over not too far from that area, anyways.
Yep, Gators 5-5. Osceola the Warriors 7-1.
People ask, well, where's Bluntstown? Where's Bozeman? Well, the 1 and 2 seeds get a bye in rule classification, so they will face the winners in the next round, the region semifinals. So there's your high school picks. Let's move over to college picks real quick. Last week, Joe and Bob, 21-7. Lucky 7 last week for both of you in the high school and college game. On the year, I got a 2-game lead over Joe, a 3-game lead over you, and Paul's sitting at 71%. I'm at 82.4, Joe 81.7, you 81.3. So that's how tight it is there, and that's after 262 games. Only 3 games separate the 3 of us.
That's amazing.
It is. We're gonna have a full house tonight here, Bob. We got to get moving. Okay, our games this week. TCU at Texas, Wake Forest at Duke, South Alabama. Actually, those were last week's games. This week's games, Virginia.
I can tell you who wins, Bill, by the way.
Of course you could. You probably do pretty well this week.
Yeah.
Virginia at Louisville, Southern Miss at Louisiana, North Texas at SMU, Wyoming at UNLV, Miami at Florida State. You got an interest in that one.
Yep.
Georgia Tech at Clemson, Ole Miss at Georgia, Alabama at Kentucky, Duke at North Carolina, Michigan at Penn State, Oklahoma State at UCF, Tulsa at Tulane, Arizona at Colorado, Texas Tech at Kansas, Florida at LSU, number 17 Tennessee at number 12 Missouri, West Virginia at Oklahoma, Auburn at Arkansas, Texas at TCU, USC at Oregon, Utah at Washington, Northwestern at Wisconsin, Stanford at Oregon State, Michigan State at Ohio State, Mississippi State at Texas A&M, and Arizona State at UCLA.
Bill, Ohio State just scored.
Already?
Yeah.
They haven't even gotten off the bus yet, Bob. Well, we're going to go ahead and now head out for our first commercial break. This hour is Bill and Seminole Bob on the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. This weekend, happy veterans to all that have served. When we come back, we'll have Coach Walls on. You can go ahead and do the interview with Coach Walls, okay?
Perfect. Yep.
Seminole Bob will be with Coach Walls when we come back.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
Welcome back to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. They threw us a curveball. We thought we were going to have Coach Walls, but this guy's so fast, he beat Coach Walls to the seat. Welcome in, Terrence. What a game. Not the outcome that we wanted, but what a first half. 28-28. They just couldn't stop you on Friday night.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, I mean, but we come out, we get the running game going back in the second half. We're a lot of guys a little bit under the weather, but I think everybody's healthy going into this week, and that's where we need it as we start the playoffs this coming Friday. Everybody, folks, Terrence Marshall, he's been on the show before. Coming in after that game, how was the bus ride home from Niceville?
I mean, the bus ride was pretty quiet. Like, it's not how it usually was, how it usually is after a game and all that. But as expected, we did lose pretty bad. So I wasn't really expecting anybody to be playing around, all like smiles and giggles and all that. So
yeah, it's tough when you get a setback, and unfortunately, that's the most points that a Navarre team had ever given up. But I could understand the bus trip home. But you've gotten back into your weekly schedule, playoffs. You've got Bartram Trail coming in this Friday. How has the week of preparation been going?
It's been going pretty good. You know, we're working really hard. You know, in the weight room during school, in the weight room after school during practice and all that. We're just making sure we're hitting everything hard and with energy.
That's good to hear. And how has the mood in the locker room been for this week after that setback? Is it totally focused on the week ahead?
Oh yeah, it's fully focused. What we've been saying is that we gotta put that behind us. It already happened. The only thing we could do is control the outcome of this game.
Well, most definitely. You are the 6th seed. You get to host, and you probably second this. We need all of the community of Navarre at the game Friday night. We need to be loud and proud on Friday night. A lot of teams that come from the east think that they're kind of stepping down when they come over to the Pendle. We got to show them that it's no easy trip over here.
Oh yeah, and most definitely that, because you know they're coming from I think like Jacksonville or something like
Jacksonville
that.
area.
I don't expect them to have a whole lot of people showing up. So we just if the whole community comes out, that could show them something.
A couple of games ago, I finally got a chance to talk with your dad at halftime. He came up on the roof, and I can tell you he is really proud of both of you guys. And he wishes he could be here to watch, but luckily we have the broadcast. But he is definitely proud of you and Tyrell.
Yes, sir.
And I've got to basically meet all of your guys' family over the last couple of years. Well, you have your 3 touchdown performance. Is that the first time that you've had 3 in a game?
Yes, sir.
And that gives you 7 on the season. I believe that is you have 17 touchdown receptions, and you have 5 kickoff returns, if I remember right, maybe 6. And so that gives you 23. You're getting up into rare company up there. In fact, you and Connor are both sitting with 23 career touchdowns. Connor, talk a little bit about Connor. That guy is like a battering ram, isn't he?
Oh yeah, I love Connor. He's a great person to be around, and someone who's always there to talk to. And he works really hard, and especially in the weight room. He can lift weights like crazy. So just being around him all the time and having somebody like him on the team, it means a lot.
I've been doing a lot of research on Bartram Trail this week. It's kind of a mirror image of these teams. They have a big back. They have a kid by the name of Lathon Biddle that's got 190 carries for just under 1,300 yards. And Connor is just over 1,300 yards on 180 carries. So they can pass the ball. In fact, they have a Division I quarterback, Riley Trujillo. He's been a little bit banged up this year. He's 6'4", but they rely on Lathon Biddle about 30 times a game. The defense, I was impressed with the defense, especially with everything that was going on last Friday in the first half. Defense stepped up. You got a lot of new bodies that they inserted in there. And I kind of noticed over the years that Navarre, if they face a one-dimensional team, they do really well against one-dimensional teams. So coming into this game, if we win this week, well, when we win this week, I like to stay positive. And if Niceville goes over to Nice and gets upset, we would have another home game. But we can only take it 1 week at a time.
Yes, sir.
Because we can't tell the future. And but how has this season been? You missed the first couple of games. You got healthy. And after you came back, you won 7 of your 8 games. That has to feel pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Feeling that you're part of because a lot of people didn't think that this Raider team would do very well this year. I was not one of them. But winners of your last 7 of 8, and you get in the playoffs, and your destiny is in your own hands.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
But I've talked to your brother Tyrell, and he's committed to Memphis. Have you been hearing from anybody as far as what your future may bring?
Yes, sir. I have been hearing from a few coaches.
But well, I'm going to wish you. We're going to get through this pretty quick. I want to wish you guys all the best this Friday night. No matter what happens on Friday night, you guys have made this community very proud.
Yes,
I appreciate you coming on, Terrence.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Terrence Marshall, leading wide receiver for the Navarre Raiders, and a man that they're scared to kick to on kickoffs. Next, we're going to have in B.B. Brown. I don't think we've had Braden on all year. Welcome, buddy. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. But I know, he just did. Well, we're going to welcome for the first time to the show, Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show, Braden Brown. Welcome, Braden.
You're welcome.
I tell you, over the last 3 or 4 games, you have been making some pretty big catches. Going up in traffic and coming down, and most of those are first down catches. But we haven't had you on, so we're going to go back to the beginning of the season. The Raiders started off a little slow, 0-2. What was the mood in the locker room after those first 2 weeks?
Honestly, we just played like we had a chip on our shoulder, and we knew going into the season we had a bunch of bad stuff happen. Not bad stuff, but a bunch of not good things happen. And we knew going in that everybody was going to count us out, and they did. And we started off 0-2, and everybody said that we knew this was going to happen and stuff like that. So we just went in with a chip on our shoulder, and we needed to prove.
Well, you get records in week 3, the offense starts to click. You put up 40-plus points in 4 straight games. The big win against Tate with Tyrell coming off the edge and blocking the field goal attempt to tie the game. 7 straight wins going into last week. But each week it's been kind of somebody different picking up the slack. One game it's Nate Hansen. Mm-hmm. Next game it's you. It's Terrence. It's the defense making a big stop when they need to. Yeah, they've been giving up some points, but it always seems that they step up when they need to.
Yes, sir.
And so you get in, you get 7 straight. You go into the Niceville game. A lot of circumstances that were out of your guys' control in that one. A few guys sick, a few guys banged up. Necessarily, you don't like to lose games, but it was not a district game.
Yes, sir.
And basically, you had already secured your trip to the playoffs. What was the attitude like coming home after that Friday night setback? Was it? Terrence said the bus was kind of quiet coming back.
Yes, sir. It was just we were really disappointed because we know with them how much talent we have and the potential that we can be, and we were just we knew we didn't play to our fullest potential on both sides of the ball, special teams included, and we know we could have done better. And we were just down on ourselves because we knew we could have done better.
Well, you've gotten back to practice on Monday, preparing because Coach Walls, once that game's over with, I know Coach Walls, he puts it behind him and he starts working on the next week.
Yes, sir.
How was practice on Monday night, getting back out there?
It was kind of a slow start at first. Some of the players, we weren't really over the Niceville loss, but as practice continued, we kind of shook it off. And Coach talked to us at the end of practice and said, "Don't let Niceville beat us twice." And we got a new week. It's playoff week. We got to come with a different mindset. Play like it's your last because it could be.
Most definitely. I mean, look at Pace. I feel sorry for Pace. Pace definitely deserved to be in the playoffs at 8-2. I think they kind of got robbed, but they left the field thinking they were in.
Yeah.
And so that had to be difficult for them once they found out that they weren't in. But concentrating on this week, but I want to talk about your quarterback, Hunter Feaster. You know, a lot of people were a little down on him coming in this year. But I tell you, each and every game, he has improved, and he has taken over that leadership role on this team. And I like when he runs the ball. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's been a couple of runs this year where the guys try to tackle him, and he just basically goes, "Get out of my way."
Yep.
And he got stronger in the offseason, and he knows that playing in the Panhandle in Class 4S, you got to be physically ready going into the season, and he did all of the work. But, I mean, he's even turned in almost back-to-back 100-yard rushing games.
Yes, sir.
And you couple that with what Connor Matthews has done on the season, and the running game for Navarre has always been pretty steady, but not much ever out of the quarterback position.
No, not really. No, sir.
But so you get into Tuesdays, Wednesdays practice tonight. How does those two practices go?
Well, Monday night after practicing it, we have our 13 ways of successfulness by some basketball coach, 13 national championships. I can't think of his name right now. And every week, a different coach has a topic of the 13 ways of successfulness. And this week, our DB coach, Coach Lawson, had fight.
Love Coach Lawson.
And he really just gave us a really good speech at the end of practice, and it made us have a fire under us.
I remember when Coach Lawson played at Navarre back in the mid-2000s, and he was a heck of a football player too. But you get in tonight, I know it's hot dog. How many hot dogs did you eat tonight?
I only had 2.
2?
Yes, sir.
Who eats you don't have to snitch on anybody, but who eats the most hot dogs out of the bunch? I'm putting my money on Cameron.
I don't know. Cam put some down. Probably Walsh, but believe it or not, Connor Matthews can put some down.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. Anything that young man does, he does it to the nth degree.
Yes, sir.
But Bartram Trail, I know the coach has been talking them up. A lot of the same offense that Navarre runs. They rely heavy on the running game. The running back, almost same exact numbers as Connor going into this ball game. Navarre in the past has been a team that when they face a one-dimensional team, they kind of do really well. So your focus will be to look to stop the run this Friday night?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bartram Trail, coach takes it 1 week at a time. I want to thank you for coming on. But first, before you go, I know you want to go on and play at the next level.
Yes, sir.
And I know you've made a trip. See, Irish Bill sees all. I think you made a trip over to Clinton, Mississippi, to Mississippi College, did you
yes,
not?
Sir, I did.
I have been over there. My son Brady, when he played at Shorter University for a couple of years, we got a trip over to their beautiful area for football, beautiful stadium, great baseball facilities over there. It's an older campus. It's a beautiful area. Are there any other schools that have shown interest?
Yes, sir. I've been talking to Mississippi College, of course, Stetson University.
Stetson over in DeLand?
Yes, sir. University of West Georgia, UWG.
They're moving up to D1 AA next
yes,
year,
sir.
if I remember right.
Yes, sir, they are. As well as Huntington and Sewanee.
Sewanee, okay. Yeah, my nephew played baseball at Stetson. He played 4 years of baseball over there. There's actually an individual in the NFL right now from Stetson. He's 6'9",
wow.
tight end. I can't remember who he plays for. I think I'm not going to guess. I think it was the Chargers, but 6'9". He played at Stetson.
That's
so
wild.
they're a lot of people don't know. You remember the movie Waterboy?
Yes, sir.
You know where it was filmed at?
Yes, sir.
At Stetson,
yes, sir.
in DeLand. But want to thank Braden for coming on for the first time this year. We wish you guys all the luck this Friday night
much.
and bring the Raiders home a victory. And hopefully we match up another home game if Nice knocks off Niceville.
Yes, sir. Hope so.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. I'm Irish Bill. We've had Terrence Marshall and Braden Brown on the show. Next, when we come back from the commercial break, Bob is going to interview Coach Walls and Coach Whited. Actually, I think he's going to get Coach Whited first. But we're going to go ahead and now commercial break. This is Irish Bill with Seminole Bob. And you just heard Braden Brown and Terrence Marshall on IrishBillSports.com, Irish Bill Sports Live on YouTube. We'll be back after this commercial break.
All Dry is 100% veteran-owned and operated. They have a proven process that guarantees customer satisfaction along with job completion to industry standards. In addition to water and mold remediation, they hold certifications in fire and smoke odor control cleanup, trauma, crime scene, and biohazard cleanup. If you're in the Gulf Coast region, including areas in Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi, you can rely on All Dry 24/7, 365. And you can find them on the World Wide Web at www.myalldry.com/Gulf Coast region.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Thinking about selling your property? Call Ursula Householder of Coldwell Banker Realty in Navarre now. The consultation is free, and Ursula uses the best tools the industry has to offer. Her years as a top producer, relocation specialist, and Florida military market specialist will help you get the desired result. If you are buying, Ursula's experience will help you make an informed decision to find the right home for you. And if you mention this advertisement, Ursula will donate $100 to the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club when the deal closes. To find out if you qualify for any of the military
This
rewards,
headset smells
call
of
or
bear.
text 850-642-5711.
Those are the Bears
or
playing
email
tomorrow night.
Ursula.householder@cbrealty.com or go to urhouseholderhomes.com. That's urhouseholderhomes.com. Go Raiders!
Welcome back to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. Bob Grant, Coach Kirk Whitehead, the tight ends coach of the Navarre Raiders. Also, mostly known, I shouldn't say that. Mostly known in the area as a baseball coach at Navarre High School. Wow, what a season.
It is. It's been unbelievable. The kids, the way they bounced back from how the season started, to come back and win 7 in a row and win another district and got us in the playoffs. It's been fun.
You've got a trio of tight ends you work with, and I'm sure there's more young people coming up from JV and freshmen. Crowder, BB,
yep.
And I'm gone blank on the third one.
Jack Helton.
Yeah. Tell us about those three.
3 great kids. BB's a senior. Crowder and Jack Helton are juniors. But I've had, BB being the senior, I've had him since he was a sophomore.
Yeah.
And to see him grow and become the player he's become, he's gotten better every year. He played last year. He kind of split time last year with our other tight end, Ricky. And then this year he's kind of been our guy. He's at the F position. And when we go just one tight end, inline tight end, he's at tight end for us. But all 3 of them have done a great job. I always tell them our offense goes through our room. We're essentially the fullback, our running back follows us on the play, and we got to get the block, and it's a hard position. They got to know all the pass patterns, all the pass routes, and then all our blocking, and work with our O-line when they're in line with our Coach Gaines. And that's he gave me a big shout out when he was on the show.
Oh, absolutely,
It's not Gaddis, it's Coach Gaines.
Gaines.
G-A-N-U-S, Gaines. Just want to clear that up. But he gave me a
Coach
shout
Gaines.
out. I told him I'd take care of that.
He's big enough. I don't want to mess with him. But he had me. I was an offensive lineman growing up, and he had me fired. He had me fired up. Thinking about the tight end position. My background in football besides playing it, was officiating a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really thought about the position when you just broke down how different things. They're like a Swiss Army knife. They got to be so many different things.
Oh yeah, it's like I said. I mean, and with Coach Gaines coming in, with his college background and our blocking schemes that we use on our O line, especially when you put a tight end line, they got to become one of those guys. So
right.
And work with them, and he's been great. We do a lot of work together. We get certain periods we'll get together with the O linemen to go over our schemes and stuff. So, but yeah, he's been a big plus to our program.
Tight end for Navarre, BB has made some big plays this year, but you've got the others who've come in on packages for you.
Mm-hmm.
They've made big plays, but nobody sees it.
Oh, exactly.
Because they're blocking.
Right. They're essentially they're an O lineman. They come in and they're attached. But Jack is kind of our number 2. He comes in when we run our 12 package when we got 2 BB and him are in there. And a lot of times he's on the back side of a run play, and a lot of times he's on the front side of a run play and has done an excellent job. And then making those holes for Connor and Spence and Wilson and Feaster.
You and Coach are very comfortable with all 3.
Very, very comfortable with all 3 of them. We also, we have our O package, our double tight end with an F. Very comfortable putting it in there, and all of them do a great job.
Notice BB he's one of your up backs in the punt scheme too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I thought I saw him there.
Yep.
Talk about this week, and we're going to talk to head coach Jay Walls in a little bit. Talk about this week and leading up to the game. Was it food poisoning? Was it a virus?
I think it was a stomach bug, and I don't know how it got started or where it got started, but we got to Niceville, and we had a couple guys. We're getting ready to go out and take the field and get ready for the game. We actually had a couple guys throwing up while we were praying, and then we're on the sideline, and I turn around, and our kicker's on all fours throwing up. So,
saw that.
Yeah, it was and we've had a handful of more, 10, 15, 20 of them have gotten it since, over the weekend, Monday, Tuesday. So hopefully we're on the backside of it, and it's all gone.
Yeah, that the way it was described by Brian Lester from the Navarre Press, I'm thinking, man, not a nice play. You're losing, and your team's going through this.
Yeah. I've never really been in a game when that's happened. So it was pretty weird, and it was guys coming back on the bus when we were getting back. As soon as we got off the bus, they were having problems. And
good gravy.
Yeah, it was something else.
My son ran cross country for Coach Lentz years ago.
Coach Lentz,
Tom Lentz.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to his first cross-country meet at Pace, and they cautioned the parents about going into the finish line. Mm-hmm. And I found out why. For the same reason you had to be careful.
Right.
Kids get sick. Important with that is, of course, to rehydrate after that. And practice this week must have been helter-skelter with kids, injured and sick. Some were held out. Connor, I know, was held out for cautionary. Mm-hmm. It was tough practicing this week, wasn't it?
It was, especially when we ran. We go 2 huddles for scout for our defense. We kind of had to go to one huddle this week just because we had a bunch of guys that, like you said, were injured or had the bug and wasn't there. But we got through it, and I think, like I said, today was a better practice that we've had.
Good.
We've had good practice this week, but today was the best one.
Is there a number that you can actually bring up to varsity from JV now that the JV and freshman season's over? Or is there just something Coach Walls has?
Well, when we JV, they're with the varsity all season. Now I know it used to be when we got into the playoffs, you could only dress 60. So we'd have to tell some kids that have dressed out all year and been on the sidelines that they couldn't do it. But this year they upped it to 75. So with the number of injuries we've had, guys that are injured that can't play, we didn't have to tell anybody this year that they couldn't dress for this game. So all the ones we have varsity and JV, and we've actually brought up a handful from the freshman team that are going to be dressing for Friday night.
I know we played some freshmen this year. I think it's just tremendously important, especially on the O-line when you've got 4 seniors and a junior. And our depth helped us this week in Niceville with starting someone. Was it Spalla? Jackson Spalla was out, or
no?
Jacob Walsh.
Jacob Walsh was out, and we had sophomore Zevin Jones started. So. And did a good job. I think talking to Coach Gaines, he graded out. It was good. But, yeah, he did an admirable job filling in. The tight ends, and we talked about blocking in the game. Did it seem like when a play is called, is it for someone? In other words, is the tight end position. Is BB, for instance, the number 1, or does coach maybe want something different, a flex? I guess what my question is it the person or is it the formation? No, not really.
That you dictate who goes in?
No, the formation is the formation. No matter if I had Jack, BB, or Crowder in there, it's the same. It doesn't. The play doesn't change because of who's in there. Our blocking scheme is the same. It's just right now, like I said, BB being a senior, he's definitely earned it to be in there. But the play, no, it's not designed around whoever's in there. We've already got our play and how it's schemed out. But just depends on who's playing the best, who's going to be in there.
I know you've watched a lot of film this week, more film than me.
Definitely.
How have other teams used their tight ends against Bartram?
Well, there's a lot of teams that kind of, spread is a pretty common offense that's used in high school, and there was a bunch of teams that we watched that have the F, like BB, right behind the line. A lot of them had inline. So it was good film to watch because we got to see how certain formations, tendencies,
yeah,
and what formations work and which ones didn't. So it was good. I think we've got a good game plan going in, and very excited. Can't wait for tomorrow night.
Coach Kurt Whitehead, he's the good-looking one over there.
Sorry,
the man in black, and it's Coach Gaitis.
Gaines.
Coach Gaines, we'll give him a shout out.
And by the way, that game is Friday night. I got excited. It's not tomorrow night. It's Friday night.
That's Mosley, who plays all their games on Thursday night, including tomorrow, I think.
Are they playing tomorrow?
Yeah, they play Mosley Buchholz Thursday night.
Wow.
Yep, 1-8.
Okay.
So, Coach Kurt Whitehead, tight ends coach for the Navarre Raiders, trusted assistant Coach Walls, and he's the head baseball coach at Navarre. They have a pretty good team, okay?
Appreciate that.
And we'll look forward to perhaps talking with you some about baseball in the future.
I would love that.
Yeah. Let's take a break. This is the Coach Jay Walls Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. We'll be back after we hear from our sponsors.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raiders Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track, whether it's seeing to it that they're properly fed, have good transportation, or making sure that all Raider fans can watch and hear all exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show. We're going to welcome to the headset Coach Walls. Welcome to the show once again, Coach.
Great to see you. Glad to be here.
And it's great to still be playing football,
yes,
isn't it?
Is.
In
yes,
November.
Yep.
Playing football, there's nothing like playing football in November.
Yeah, you only remember November is the old saying. So
That's right. 12 years now. I believe you made the playoffs 9 times.
I think so.
And 7 district titles, a big District 1 district title championship this week. You come into a week, a program that you've never faced before. Did you ever play them when you were at Sewanee?
No. First time.
First time, and a great program that they have over there at Bartram Trail.
They have been really good. I think, I don't know, but it seems like about the last 8 years or so, maybe longer, they've been really good, really competitive. I think that area obviously is a big area of growth. St. Johns County, St. Johns, Florida area. So they're getting a lot of kids over there.
This team is kind of not an exact mirror of Navarre and what you run. They run a lot of different sets coming in this game, but they have one main running back like we do.
Yeah, number 33. They get the ball to him, handing it to him, throwing it to him. I think he'll play some wildcat as well. He's a really good player. They are very multiple with their formations. And we see that. We've seen teams, that we play year in and year out that will be multiple. But the thing that Bartram Trail does is they're not conventional formations. We're defending and seeing formations this Friday night that we haven't ever seen.
I remember.
So that's an adjustment.
I remember back years ago when there was a Thursday night game when we went over and played Mosley for the first time in a while. And the weather wasn't great, and they're running this
they were
misdirection, wing tee offense.
Yeah.
I was like, where the heck? Because I think you guys were favored going to that game, but they really put us on that night. But it's a little bit more diverse than that.
Yes, and that was the year before I got here. But I do know Coach Perry Brown was the head coach at Mosley. I'm familiar with him, and I knew he was a wing tee guy. Multiple formations, motion, misdirection, false reads. They did it. And there's a lot of similarity, that we're going to see Friday night. I wouldn't call them a wing tee team, but they certainly run gap scheme, misdirection, just a lot of plays that are, originated from the wing tee offense. But definitely a very good offense, a great running back. We're going to have to do a great job stopping him.
Well, we had a few guys under the weather last week. How's everybody coming into this week so far?
Well, we're going to be healthier this week than we were last week. And the stomach bug, hit us last week hard. It seems like we're getting through that. It's starting to ease up. But yes, we feel like we're going to be in a better situation health-wise.
And it was a long week. It actually was a long Sunday cleaning up the locker rooms this weekend, but we won't concentrate on that.
Yeah.
So we've got I want to talk a little bit about Hunter Feaster.
Yeah.
Coming in this season, he had some things to work on. He got stronger in the offseason, and it is really showing on the field, especially when he's running the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a great year. I'm really proud of him. In the off season, he worked really hard to get stronger, and it's helped his speed too. And then you can tell this year too. Just starting last year, got some playing time as a sophomore, but started last year for us. That experience and the things we're doing with our offense, he's doing a great job of executing our plays, be it run or pass. The things that he's got to do at quarterback. I'm really proud of him, and he's taken a big leadership role. And that's important. When your quarterback is one of your team leaders, and he's really dialed in and really focused and working hard and really competitive, it makes a big difference. And Hunter's done a great job.
One thing I noticed last year, he at times didn't set his feet. Hunter has a very strong arms.
Yeah.
But once he sets his feet, he could throw a really nice ball.
Yeah.
I know that's one thing he worked on in the offseason as well.
Yeah, and we work on it every day, and really he's done a good job with that. His throwing mechanics, his footwork. I always say you play quarterback or you play football from the ground up. The kids that can throw, that have that, they've got that stroke or that throwing motion early.
Yeah.
They know how to throw the football. They learn how to do it, out in the yard or out in the street or just playing. But footwork, he's done a good job with it and has improved. And he really sees how important it is to get your feet set and get everything moving in the right direction.
Another thing that I've seen that he's improved on, especially in the second half of the season, and when he's running his run-pass option, 4 or 5 times in the last 3 weeks, I think Connor's got the ball.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Hunter's going the other direction.
Right.
He has really worked on that as well.
Yeah, we run a lot of misdirection as well, and we have as everybody says, a dual threat in that he can run and throw the football, but we also have Connor's a great running back, but Hunter has become a really good ball carrier himself, and that's tough to defend. And then when you add to it RPOs, the run pass option, when you add to it play action pass, it makes it tough. And we're fortunate too that we do have a lot of weapons: running back, quarterback, receivers, tight end, and a really good O-line. So. Just proud of our entire offense and coaches.
There's been at times that different games, different guys have stepped up.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago was Nate Hansen. The next week, Connor and Hunter stepped back up.
Yeah.
And they just, if one's down, this is one thing I really like about this team is someone steps up to take their place.
Yeah. Offensively we've done that, and we've won games this year because of our offense. But we've won games because of our kicking game, and we've won games because of our defense, So that's what I have enjoyed this year, that we've had a lot of team victories, and there's been a lot of guys contribute, a lot of guys step up, next man up kind of deal. And so if we're going to be successful in the playoffs, it's got to happen again this Friday night.
Most definitely. Did you see this out of Tyler coming into this season? I mean, he's 48 for 48 on extra points. 7 of 8
Absolutely, I saw it.
7 of 8 on field goals, and the one that he missed, Hunter kind of, on the whole, kind of messed up a little bit.
He kicked Hunter's hand.
I think his hand was away.
So Hunter actually blocked his own kicker's kick.
Right, yeah.
But that's the only miss he has all year.
Did I think that he was going to? And again, we got to knock on wood, but. Ability-wise, yes, we felt like that he had the ability, does have the ability to be a great kicker. And he has really, dialed in and gotten better. Saw him kind of coming on last spring. I think he had a great summer. Coach Gardner has been working with him, for the last 2 or 3 years now. Anyway, you see him improving. He had a great day kicking in practice yesterday. Not only extra points and field goals, but also kickoffs. I mean, he was kicking it deep. Everything that we're trying to do with our kicker, he can do it. So I'm excited about him. He's done a great job. I hope he's part of a great run, here in the playoffs, and certainly excited about that he's a junior.
Most definitely. The one thing that I've noticed about him is it doesn't seem like any moment is too big for him. He's a very confident young man.
Yeah, I think he does have confidence. Tyler's really laid back. It's absolutely perfect that he loves, I think, surfing. He's got surfboards on his SUV. I always threaten him if he's not doing what he needs to be doing, I'm gonna come get his surfboard. So
that's awesome.
Anyway, he's had a great year and he's a lot of fun to coach. And it's been good too. Vinny snapping, done a great job there. Hunter holding the ball, being our holder, and then Tyler doing a great job.
Yeah, good holder will save your kicker a lot. Yeah. But some guys that don't get a lot of credit, they don't get in the passing game that often. But your 3 tight ends have really been stepping up over these last 4 or 5 games with big catches, and mainly in the blocking scheme.
Yeah, we've talked about BB, that he has improved. He's been a really good route runner and catches the ball well, but he's gotten a lot better with blocking. And always our tight ends are a big part of our running scheme, our running game plan. And BB's done a great job. Jack Helton has really had a good year. He's improved a lot and doing a great job with the run game and catching the ball. And then Jacob Crowder is coming on as well. So we're really proud of those 3 guys. We got some younger guys in the wings, but those guys are really doing a good job. We're going to miss BB. He's been a 2-year starter and even played some as a sophomore. But those other guys are juniors as well. So
most definitely, and
excited about that.
And he will definitely moving on to the next level, depending on which level that may be. But you're talking about the defense. Yes, they have given up a lot of points, but your offense has scored a lot of points. But it always seems when you need that big stop, that big play, they always seem to show up.
Yeah, we have had that, and we knew going in, to the season, we lost 5 or 6 guys on the D-line, graduated.
Yeah.
And so we knew it was going to be a learning experience, and some guys were going to have to step up, and we see them improving every week. And so, defensively we've improved. Defensively, we have no quit. Like you mentioned, and it's true, you see guys come up with big plays, be it a D lineman with a tackle for loss or a sack, a linebacker, making a great tackle, getting a sack, just making plays. Vinny and Andre Spence and Josh Wilson have been outstanding, they've been really big for our defense. And then in the secondary, you see Tyrell and Connor and Darius Cunningham, and we got Marquez Kwesi White. He's a sophomore.
I've been very impressed with that young man.
Yeah, he has his sophomore moments, but he's going to be he's a good player now. He's going to be really great for us in the future. But yes, we have guys that do make plays, and they're getting better every week. And they're, like I said, there is no quit in those guys. Absolutely none.
You have a question, Bob?
Andre going to be back this week?
Yes. Yeah, he's back in action. He's good to go.
That's good to hear.
I know we missed him both offensively and defensively. Not that there was any drop-off necessarily. It's just, his leadership, just a ball hawk.
And a motor that won't quit.
Yeah, when he's going, he's going 100 miles an hour. And when you're starting, one of your leading tacklers, your starting Mike linebacker is out, you're going to miss him. There's a reason why he's starting. And then he's also one of our good running backs, too. He's our backup. And there's not a lot of drop-off. When Connor's in there, he's done a great job. Connor is a great running back. And we've been very fortunate. Andre comes in. There's not a lot of drop-off because he's going to run as hard as he can, too.
I got a chance to talk with Andy Villamarzo. He runs out of Tampa. He covers a lot of the East Coast for SB Live Sports, and he was up at the game Friday night.
Okay.
And he wanted to come up and watch some Panhandle football because a lot of the media guys don't get up this way.
Right.
And he told me after the game, he said, Bill, Connor could play for any team in the state.
Oh,
he thinks he's that good, and he would start for a lot of teams throughout this whole state.
Well, he's got all the tangibles.
Yes.
Strength, speed, size, skill, can run, can catch, smart. But, to add to that, like I said, he is really smart, and he is a great person. He really is a great kid, and he's one of the best players on our team.
And another young man his role has not been that plentiful, but Rylan Reynolds, over the last few games, when called upon, he is making the big catch.
Yeah, he's made some plays for us. I'm really proud of him, because he's been kind of in a backup role, and when we've asked him to step up and make some plays, he's done that, and gaining confidence. So, this coming week, this Friday night, it'll be important that he's locked in and making plays as he's done. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 0.
Yep.
Number 0. That's right.
Yep.
That's my IQ.
Nah, Bob, you give yourself a little bit more credit than
Well, yeah, I was smart enough to join your team here.
Well, I'm happy to have you.
Bartram's lost to some pretty good teams.
Oh yeah, they played
St. Augustine. I know you've watched a ton of film all season.
Oh yeah.
And maybe looking ahead.
We're not looking ahead.
Well,
we're not,
maybe during the season.
We don't ever look ahead.
You don't watch film of somebody you might see in the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
They wait till that week.
That's good.
That's always been your.
We don't. Anybody that looks ahead, they're really not looking ahead. They got somebody on their staff that's doing that, and we don't have a bunch of analysts. We don't have 20 or 30 guys that can go do that stuff while you're focusing on the team you got for that week. But no, we don't.
Teams that
we focus on who we're playing.
Teams that have had success scoring against Bartram, what have they done?
They have given up some big plays. We've seen that. So the big play, we've got to create that. We got to make that happen. We saw Oakleaf, line up and run the football. They lined up in a heavy set and got after them, running the football. So, I feel like what we bring to the table, with our running attack, with our passing attack, that we spread the defense, spread the field, and we're multiple as well. And then we can line up in our heavy set and run the football effectively. I think that if we go out and play good football and execute, that we've got a really good shot of being successful.
Yeah. Well, we wish you all the best this week, Friday night.
Yeah, man.
I believe the stands are going to be full of Navarre Raider faithful.
Oh, I'm sure there will.
And it's going to be a packed house, and you'll have all of a Raider Nation behind you this Friday night, Coach.
Always do. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show once
Thank
again.
you, Bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Jay Walls.
All right. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully we'll be doing it again next week.
Yes, indeed.
None of the coaches got sick, did they?
That's Coach Jay Walls, Navarre Raider head coach, fresh off finished up his 12th regular season, 7-3 on the season. They are District 1 Class 4S champions, and they will be hosting Bartram Trail this Friday night. The Bears will come calling here in the Panhandle, a 5.5-hour trip for them over from the Jacksonville area. We're going to head out commercial break, and we'll come back, and Seminole Bob and I will wrap this nice night up in a little bow and send it on sailing for Friday night. For Buffalo Wild Wings Coaches Show, this is Irish Bill. We'll be back after this commercial break.
All Dry is 100% veteran-owned and operated. They have a proven process that guarantees customer satisfaction along with job completion to industry standards. In addition to water and mold remediation, they hold certifications in fire and smoke odor control cleanup, trauma, crime scene, and biohazard cleanup. If you're in the Gulf Coast region, including areas in Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi, you can rely on All Dry 24/7, 365. And you can find them on the World Wide Web at www.myalldry.com/Gulf Coast region.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
And you know, as we get ready to honor our servicemen and women that have served in all branches of the service, reserves, National Guard, Coast Guard, Space Force now,
Yep.
Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army. Thank you all for your service and for what you continue to do. And those that have moved on, continual prayers for you as you are remembered this weekend on Veterans Day.
Most certainly. And Bill Hamill, you're still serving the country, supporting the men and women at Hurlburt. You even got to land on an aircraft carrier and a
CV-22 simulator.
Yep.
And that's pretty cool, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I saw two of them over Choctawhatchee Bay.
Yeah, we got Deborah still with us. She said if you picked Alabama last week, Bill, you would have a bigger lead. She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
She went there.
She did go there. Luke checking in said they came into Niceville in 2007. Cal Parker, Clemson quarterback in baseball, was a real deal that night. Didn't end well for the Eagles. What coaches take on the current playoff format? Good chance if Navarre doesn't hold on for a 1-point win against Niceville, then Navarre would have been on the outside looking in. I've said that all along, Luke. And if the Raiders don't hold on in that game, they're watching Pace play this week. So I truly believe that. But you know what's unfortunate, Bob, is that a team would have had to go 9-1 just to make the playoffs. Pace deserved to be in the playoff. There's another area, too, that deserved to be in the playoff, and that's West Florida. What a schedule West Florida put up, and the state takes Mariana, a team that went 6-4, but lost 4 of their last 6 games. A lot of those was against 1R rural schools.
Right.
And so I feel for Coach Kent Smith at Pace and Coach Harry Lees at West Florida, 2 teams that I think got the wrong end of the stick. But things are somewhat – every year there's going to be someone that thinks they deserve to be in. And unfortunately this year it's Pace and West Florida that are on the outside looking in.
And then just because of where you are in the classification, you have a team, and I was trying to find – I couldn't remember who it was. There's a team in the playoffs because there's just 4 of them who's 1-9.
Yeah.
Monroe, yeah. No? Yes. Yeah.
But the playoffs are getting started this Thursday night, some games. Actually, I think the Mosley and Buchholz game will be tomorrow night.
Yep.
I'll be staying at home and watching my Bears play in the Toilet Bowl against the Carolina Panthers. This is the battle for the number 1 draft pick.
Well, your Badgin's playing pretty good. He's getting better.
Hey, we got Ursula Householder checking in. Ursula, I can't say enough about Ursula. She has been with me, I think, the last 10 years that I've been doing Navarre games. Her and University Lending Group with Stacy Wright and Miss Gomes. They've been a part of me for the last, I think, 9 to 10 years. And I thank you guys, because without the support from our advertisers, we couldn't do this. And we owe a lot to you. She said, great show tonight. And Paul Villanova checking in. Hey, guys, it's Paul Valentino here, a.k.a.
Tom Brady,
a.k.a. Paul Villanova.
ex-husband of Giselle.
Coming out of retirement to be a guest picker again. And
what do we want to hear from Paul this Friday night, Bill?
What is it? Touchdown Raiders! We're going to hear a lot of that.
Yeah.
Luke is 100% right, but Pace went 0 for 4 on extra points in that game. You're correct. They missed 2 two-point conversions and both extra point attempts, one blocked and one a bad snap. So you got to convert all aspects of the game if you want to make it and go deep into state playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, just everything is so important. And, the 10,000-pound bear that was in the room is, Niceville took it to us Friday night. No question. First half was pretty even. I mean, it was 21-21, and then the wheels kind of came off the
Raiders get the ball back, and they score on a long touchdown pass to tie it at 28. Niceville comes out, catches a break. And the rest was history, but that game's behind us now. Yep. And it's time to concentrate on Bartram Trail coming in. Like I said, these two teams have never faced each other. They have played some common opponents, as Navarre has played Buchholz and Creekside the last 2 years in the playoffs, and those are consistent opponents for Bartram Trail.
Bartram Trail's usually at the head of the pack. I mean, they're the ones that everybody's usually chasing. This year it's Buchholz.
But another group of people I want to thank tonight, the staff here at Buffalo Wild Wings. Delaney, congratulations on her just getting engaged this week. She's been taking care of us every week that we have been up here every Wednesday night.
I think she's getting married in 9 days. Did she say that?
That part I didn't catch, but I know that she did get engaged
she is
this
engaged.
week.
She's got the ring on.
There goes Paul. Touchdown Raiders!
That's it, baby.
I can't do it as good as Paul.
No,
I need to keep
nobody can.
I need to keep my voice for Friday night.
Nobody can.
I almost lost it a couple weeks ago in that golf priest game.
Yeah.
What a game that was.
Well, I'm good to hear that we're getting some of the players back. We think Connor's going to be back. You heard Coach say Andre Spence is going to be back. We've got great backups, but when you've got athletes,
your main cogs.
Oh yeah, most certainly, and hopefully we don't have any more sicknesses.
We didn't even know about that one until after the game.
Thank you to Paul Villanova and the Navarre Touchdown Club and a lot of volunteers who went down and cleaned locker rooms.
Not a fun detail.
No. And, the custodial staff, it was a weekend. Totally understand that. Thank you to the dads and moms of the Touchdown Club who I'm sure were scrubbing down and Lysoling everything and bleaching everything and making sure that
everything's cleaned and ready for the upcoming weekend practice. And understanding from Coach Walls, it's been a totally focused effort by the Raiders this week in practice.
So. Yeah, I asked Coach Whited about that. I said, gosh golly, you've got kids sick, over the weekend, and when you're sick like that, you've had food poisoning or a stomach bug. Your week is all get out. You're forcing liquids down, Gatorade, Pedialyte,
whatever.
Gatorade.
Gatorade, H2O. And
said Pastor Steve and 4 of his interns from Gulf Breeze helped clean. That was awesome. Thanks, guys, for helping out. And he said Andre and Vinny make each other better. They need each other out there on the field. Yep. And when they're both out there, you can tell they make a difference.
Left side, strong side. Left side, strong side.
Luke says hopefully that long drive down I-10 takes a toll on the Bears come Friday night.
The Bears.
No, they don't deserve what we call my Chicago Bears. The Bears.
The Bears. But, what a packed show, Bill Hamill.
I know.
Gosh,
I was not expecting Coach Whited. Also the head coach of the baseball team as well.
Yep.
Had not had BB Brown on all year, so it's good to talk with him, and it's always a pleasure to talk with Terrence. How's your hand after shaking hands with BB?
I shook hands with BB. It's like, easy, big boy. I gotta eat. I gotta eat my dinner tonight. What a grip. I can see why he snags passes, man. He's got some strong hands.
And he's got some bleeps, too, because a couple of those catches, we got to see the vertical effort from Braden Brown.
And catching balls behind him, too. And talking to Coach Whited, he's comfortable with all 3. All 3 have had instrumental help in the success of the running game and in the passing game.
Most definitely. And, you won't see a whole lot of pass catching out of the tight end position, but rest assured, if the ball is going that way, 9 times out of 10, they're going to control the ball and bring it in.
Well, B.B. Brown is a handsome young man. So is
they're making us look a lot older than we are.
Hey, if Travis Kelce can get Taylor
Swift. No, you can't bring that up on my show. No, I am not a Swiftie. You cannot bring.
I'm not either. I was comparing.
You can bring up Kelce, but don't bring up the other person. Okay, you can continue.
TS. Better than BS, which is a lot of BS.
That comes out of this guy.
No, what I was saying is, if Travis Kelce can get a superstar, he's a handsome guy, man.
He sure is.
He just got to be careful shaking ladies' hands.
Like BB said, right now he's made a visit to Mississippi College.
Okay.
Stetson is also looking at him.
The Hatters.
The Hatters. And Huntingdon is another school. No. Paul, seriously?
Paul says he's a Swiftie.
No.
I couldn't name one Swiftie song.
Well, just think about going through rough times and with your boyfriends or girlfriends, and that's what all of her songs are about. Her own misfortune. Not. First he said he's a Swifter. What, are you one of those things that they use to clean up houses, floors, and everything there, Paul?
He was a Swifter this weekend.
He was a Swifter.
He was the top dog leading the cleaning. I hope you did.
He's Mr. Clean.
Ooh.
There you
like
go.
That.
But anyway,
so
what I like about this show, Bob, is it takes a flow of its own. We come in with what we want to talk about, and we hardly ever go the direction that we want to go.
Well, 2 minutes into the show, we thought, who the heck's the guy sitting next? No, that's not.
It was going to be us, just us.
We thought so.
But we always forget that it's Hot Dog Wednesday. And they eat the hot dogs before they come out here after practice. Coach Walls went with the brat tonight. He said, I can't do hot dogs tonight.
Paul, are they going with Salisbury steak?
Salisbury steak this week, Paul. He says, I love cleaning.
Don't let your wife see that.
Salisbury steak, I hope that they're back eating this week. Because the 3 weeks that they haven't had Salisbury
What
State,
have they had in
lost.
common? What have they had in common?
3 L's. Now, I'm not talking laughter. I'm talking losses. And then the 7 weeks that they had Salisbury State,
they won.
They won.
Now, I haven't heard too many football coaches other than Coach Walls and Knockwood. Mostly it's baseball coaches have got the superstitions. Yeah.
Salisbury State, yes, this week. We just got the confirmation from Mr. Clean. So,
thank you, Paul, for leading the cleaning brigade, and I know the boys may or may not have appreciated, but we appreciate it because that's what adults do. We take care of our kids, whether it's when they're 1 or 2 and changing diapers.
With Asana, it's easy to monitor projects across teams and track status and progress at a glance. So you and your team can make smart decisions faster.
Is this
Try it for free at asana.com.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Floors, doors, walls, halls, white sidewalls, tires, and old golf balls.
Sinks, stoves, bathtubs he'll do. He'll even help clean laundry too.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Can he clean a kitchen sink?
I'd rather listen to Taylor
Quicker
Swift.
than a wink.
Can he clean a window sash?
Faster than a flash.
Can he clean a dirty mirror?
He'll
You got to be impressed how quick I came up with that song there.
That's awesome. Paul said the locker room never smelled as clean as it did.
He said he wants the earring from Mr. Clean. Yeah, he did wear an earring, and it does shine.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to add that song for future reference. Anytime we bring Paul on, we're going to have to play that song now. You know we got to play that now.
Well, yeah, and Paul, I'd rather take a punch in the stomach than.
So,
I like bathrooms. The living room,
So Bob, we're back in July. We're getting ready for the season, not knowing really what to expect with this Navarre Raider team.
Maybe 5-5.
26 seniors lost off of the last season. A lot of those on the defensive side of the ball. The Raiders coming out 0-2, and we're thinking, oh, my.
Oh, dear.
We have not seen a start like that at Navarre.
Lost a longtime coach, had kids transfer out, and we said
5-5, hopefully.
Maybe, yeah.
But 7-3, another district title, the 7th for Coach Walls. 7-3,
4-0 in the district.
4-0, that's the important part. 2-0 on the road in the district.
That's right.
The Raiders have played really 2 of their 3 losses on the road, but they always, over the last couple of years, they have always seemed to play really well on the road. And he said Coach Walls cleaned the worst of it on Friday night. We're going to have to take your word for that. But the Raiders 7-3, they finished the season district champs. They get the host in the first round. And I think everything after this is just gravy.
Bartram Trail is out of St. Johns County.
Yeah. One
of the top performing school districts in Florida. Their pay is, I've had a possum in his office on Sunday night.
Possum? No. Those things are so ugly. What is their purpose?
Possum stew?
No, thank you. I will go hungry before I eat possum stew.
Well, both of us enjoyed I had the street tacos.
I went with the jalapeno burger tonight, and I'm probably going to be paying for it later. It was darn good, but.
Come down to Buffalo Wild Wings. Come down to Culver's.
Next Tuesday night, we'll be at Culver's.
Yep.
Wednesday night, we'll be back here. Hopefully talking as the Raiders prepare for a Week 2 matchup.
Yep, either against Nice or Niceville.
So each week as we go on, we can't believe how fast the season goes by.
It does.
But we look back on a season, a very successful season for Navarre. Hopefully continues to hopefully it continues. But these kids have proven not only to themselves but to the area that, you know what, despite everything that went off the field, they focused on the field, and a 7-3 record and another playoff team for the Navarre Raiders.
I mean, there's another elephant in the room. I mean, some folks had doubts about Hunter Feaster, and look what he's done.
Yeah,
he used it. He made lemonade out of lemons. Didn't listen to the naysayers. Guess who's in the playoffs?
Well, there's only one thing we can do now, and that's call it a night.
Call it a night. I'm ready.
From Buffalo Wild Wings, on behalf of Coach Walls, Coach Whited, tight end B.B. Brown, wide receiver extraordinaire Terrence Marshall, Seminole Bob, myself, and all of our viewers out there, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So until Friday night, from Bennett C. Russell Stadium, as the Raiders will tighten up the laces and welcome the Bears from St. Johns County to the Panhandle of Florida, and hope that there will not be a very good host. Until Friday night, may the wind ever be at your back. This